Welcome back to MGD 111. We're going to continue looking at typography here. Now, one cool thing that we can do with this program, or many others, as should be fairly obvious, but you may not have thought of it, we can copy and paste text from other sources into our Photoshop document as well. So here's some text that I wrote in TextEdit. I'm going to copy, and I'm going to go to Photoshop. And then I need my type tool first, and I need to make sure I click somewhere that's not in one of these existing type boxes, or it's going to try to add it there. So I'm just going to click way down here at the bottom, and I get my flashing cursor, and you see it created a new layer. That's good. So I hit paste, and it should paste it into the same exact style that we used last time that we set type. In fact, this will remember the last time that I used any sort of type. If I quit Photoshop and don't open it for another week, it should default to that same thing. Now, in this particular case, I've got sort of this long description. I'm going to make this into sort of a little paragraph. I'm going to put my cursor here right after the word trip and hit return. And you'll notice I have a space here that I have to deal with. This is one of the reasons that this particular program isn't great for using for extended amounts of type. Now, the cool thing is, if I click on, I just moved it around with the move tool. If I click on this box again, you'll notice I now have 3 lines, but it's all one group of text still. So this is still one text element on one layer. So I can highlight as much of that text as I want. I can change the size of it. I can change the color, etc., to make it fit whatever I want it to. So that's kind of cool. Now, when I have a text box like this, again, I can move it around as much as I want, but I have multiple lines of text, so it's no longer just a line, but it's actually a box. I'm going to click on it with the text tool again here. One of the options that we have here that I was telling you about earlier really only kind of shows up if we're using multiple lines, but we have the align text to the left. You can see it's lined up here. If I click on this one, align to the right. And for some reason it decides it wants to keep it lined up on that same spot there. It's kind of a weird quirk of the program. I don't particularly care for that. Or if I hit the center one, it centers it. And it centers it wherever that cursor was before. I find that rather annoying, which is one of the reasons that, again, I say that this is not the best tool for extended amounts of type. Now, here's kind of a cool thing. I've got 3 groups of type here. They look to the naked eye like they're centered, all of them, but I'm not really sure. Here's a neat thing. Check this out. In addition to setting the alignment for a block of text, if I go over to my layers palette here and I click on a layer, if I hold down the command key and click on another one to highlight it and another one to highlight it, I get these cool tools right up here that allow me to line things up properly. We have the, hold it down, align top edges, so the top edges of each box will snap together. Let me just do that real quick. See, now they're all snapped together here. I'm going to hit undo. But in this particular case, I want the one here where it shows them align horizontal centers. And watch what happens. It's going to make sure that everything is perfectly centered. In fact, if I select all my layers and do that, it'll make sure that this text is perfectly centered within the photo itself. So that really comes in handy. You don't have to guess how to line up this text to make sure it's perfectly centered in the picture. You can just put it wherever, select your background, select whatever type layer, and tell it to do that. We can also do align to the right, line to the bottom. Whee! I'm going to undo those because we're getting a little funky here with how this stuff is all lined up. But you can get a sense of where we can go with this. My history palette's a little tall here. I need to make that a bit shorter. That's one thing that it's kind of annoying that Photoshop will allow your palettes to hang off the bottom of the page sometimes. So let's go back to... There we go. That looks good right there. So anyway, those are some type alignment tools that we have that we can use here. Now, there are some more precise type adjustments that we can do, and we're going to take a look at those in some upcoming lessons. So again, save this, and we'll come back to it in the next lesson.